Bradley with, all his years of experience, all his trophies, all the amazing highlights. But here's the deal. He's only in his 20s, and he's a rookie. And I bet he is about to tell me right now that he's still in shock this morning after an unbelievable round of ups and downs. Keegan stunned all of us, especially all of us that play golf, because he won the PGA Championship at Johns Creek, just north of our studios, which is why he gets to join me live this morning. Great to see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
So did you sleep at all last night? Be honest.
Honestly, no, I didn't. I tried to go to sleep at around 2, and I basically stayed up all night staring at this thing right here.
Did you sleep with it like when we were little kids?
I had it right where I could see it all night, right in my room.
Just to make sure nobody was coming to get it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let anybody take it.
And so my guess is you're going to tell me that is the best golf you've ever played in your life, yes?
It was.
Or would you say it was the luckiest day of my life? Because we know how golf can be a lot of luck.
Probably a little bit of both. I see some of the highlights and I look at that person playing and I'm like, that's not me. I don't know who that is. It's an alter ego or something. So yeah, it was the best golf I've ever played, but also the most fun I've ever had on a golf course.
So let me ask you, because on the 15th, that was the big triple bogey. Were you just thinking, oh my gosh, this is it? Because we know how mental this game is. Or is this where the golf psychologist that you meet with, I think it's Bob Rotella, right? Don't you meet with him? Came into play where you, oh good, Scotty says here it is right here. This was the hole, the par 3. Is that where the psychology came into play and you went, okay, that's it, enough of this, I'm going to rebound? Or, were you struggling mentally, I guess, is how did you make that rebound?
I was walking off that green and I kept telling myself, I don't want this to define me in this tournament. I had played too well. And I just had Dr. Bob Rotella on my shoulder talking to me in my ear, telling me what to do. And,
the little angel.
Yeah, and I was able to kind of put it behind me and not worry about it.
See, that's amazing, because that's how you conquer golf, right? You can be a great player, but when your mind goes, you know how that just blows the game completely.
Right, yeah. The game is so mental, and I was able to put it behind me and hit some great shots coming in.
Okay, so we've got Ricky Fowler, Rory McIlroy, and now you, causing this huge buzz on the tour. And I'm just going to be blunt. I'm going to ask you, do you think that the era of Tiger Woods is over?
No, I don't think it's over. I think Tiger's still got a lot of great tournaments in him. I'm sure he'll be back. And as long as Tiger's still playing, it's still the Tiger era. He brings a lot to the game. Without him, we wouldn't have the PGA Tour the way it is now. And I know personally I'm thankful for everything that he's done. And, but it is great to have some good young Americans coming up and playing some good golf.
Some good young, that's right, or some good young Irishmen, shall we say. So now that you're going to be gearing up for the next tournament, how do you keep that humble heart? How do you kind of stay in that zone? Because you're getting a lot of attention, there's a lot of hype now, and a lot of times the guys will win one and then you don't hear much from them down the road.
Yeah, I'm just a small-town kid, grew up in Vermont, and this is all very fun, and I'm hopefully not gonna get complacent, and I'm just gonna keep on trying my hardest and practice hard and see if I can win some more of these.
All right, so do you mind if I ask you for a little help? Because I was telling you I'm a big fanatic of golf. And Scotty, can we have that app, My Better Half and I, okay? And we always shoot our swing and then we analyze it with the pros. So right behind you, this is what we did on our iPhone. Will you take a look at my drive and tell me what I can work on?
First of all, the setup looks really good.
Okay.
Ooh, good swing. If anything, I think you got a little forward press in your hands. I'd move those hands back a little bit.
Okay.
And as always, I think you're swinging a little too hard at the top there. I'd take a deep breath and stop choking that club as little as you can.
How did you know? I like to grip it and rip it.
Yeah, your swing looks great. It looks like you're a great player.
Well, can we play sometime? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Absolutely.
Okay, fabulous. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure. Hey, your hands are sweaty. Was it like
I'm
that?
more nervous now than I was on Sunday.
Well, you did great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We're expecting more from you, Keegan.
Thank you.
All right. Well, next hour in the newsroom, slashing the deficit by $1.5 trillion. Yeah, that's a big task for the Super Committee. We're going to ask one of the members if, well, he can get the job done. Plus, the Michael Jackson tribute concert is set, but 2 of his brothers, they're not going to be there. We're going to ask his mom, Catherine, why the whole family isn't behind the show. She joins us live at 12:30 p.m. Eastern right here in the CNN newsroom.
Sanjay Gupta and former President Bill Clinton explore the signs, tests, and lifestyle changes that could lead to the last heart attack. CNN, Sunday night at 8 Eastern.
Carolina Governor Mark Sanford, live, CNN Tonight, 9 Eastern.
Checking the stories that are making news later today, the three Doherty siblings caught after a nationwide hunt appear in a Pueblo, Colorado courtroom this morning at 11 Eastern. And Republican presidential candidate Rick Perry of Texas speaks at the Iowa State Fair at 12:15 Eastern Time, and President Obama hosts a town hall event in Cannon Falls, Minnesota. That's going to happen about 12:45 Eastern Time. Okay, two Republican presidential candidates. They didn't shine in the Iowa straw poll, but they're pushing on. Our political ticker is next. Republican presidential candidates Rick Santorum and Herman Cain using a child's story to describe their campaigns, the little engine that could. CNN Deputy Political Director Paul Steinhauser joining us now. I believe you read that to your new baby, isn't that right?
Every night. She doesn't know what I'm saying, but yeah, I do read it. You know, Kira, here's the curious question. Tim Pawlenty finished third, so why is the former Minnesota governor out, whereas Santorum, who finished fourth, and Cain still in? Why? Because they have shoestring budgets. They're really doing this on the fly. Here's what Santorum told me Saturday night after the straw poll results.
We were in range of three. I mean, you know, we felt like here's a guy that spent $1 million or more in this, and we spent a fraction of that. And you know, here we are within a few hundred votes of him, and you know, I feel very, very good about that. Hopefully, the media will start paying a little bit more attention to us because they certainly haven't been doing much.
Okay, from the Republicans to the Democrat in the race, President Barack Obama. Kira, some troubling numbers in our brand new CNN poll. Check this out. We asked, should the president be renominated? And look at that number, 81% in June, down to 70%. Now, those are troubling numbers for the president right now. But remember, Bill Clinton's numbers were even worse back in the 90s. He got reelected. Kira, back to you.
Paul, thanks. And we'll have your next political update in an hour. And a reminder, for all the latest political news, you can always go to our website, cnnpolitics.com. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Drew Griffin in for Suzanne Malveaux this happy Monday. Good to see you, pal.
It is a happy Monday. Enjoy that little golf swing, Kira Phillips.
Oh, let's talk about yours. Maybe you should meet with Keegan Bradley.
We're moving on. Live from Studio 7, I'm Drew Griffin in today for Suzanne. Let's get you up to speed on this Monday, August 15th, shall we? President Obama trying to snag some of that spotlight from Republican candidates after their game-changing weekend in Iowa. The president begins a 3-day bus tour with a town hall. That's next hour. It's going to be in Cannon Falls, Minnesota. He also has stops in Iowa and his home state of Illinois. Gallup's daily tracking poll shows the economy and Washington's dysfunctional ways have cut the president's job approval rating to 39%. That is an all-time low. CNN Newsroom plans live coverage of the president's town hall in Minnesota. That is scheduled, we believe, for 12:45 Eastern. It's been a little fuzzy coming out of our White House. Dow stocks are going for 3 wins in a row today after a wild week of zigs and zags. Right now, the Dow seems to be up. I'm reading without my glasses. 136 points. A merger helped excite investors today. Google says it's going to buy Motorola Motability, the maker of the Droid smartphone. Get this, $12 billion is that price tag.
Please join in a moment of silence for all of those that were impacted.
And that happened this morning as the Indiana State Fair reopened. A moment of silence marking 5 people who were killed Saturday night when winds as high as 70 miles an hour brought down a concert stage. Unbelievable video there. A structural engineer is going to comb through the scaffolding today to see if anything glaring went wrong, potential problems there. Authorities say there's nothing to indicate the collapse was anything but a freak accident. A witness described a rush of adrenaline.
A lot of the men, though, had rushed the stage and rushed the scaffolding to try to get it to lift it up, but there was almost nothing that they could do to try to lift it. But a lot of people were just standing there in shock and were unsure what to do at that point.
The accident injured dozens of people. Several are in critical condition, some of them with life-threatening injuries. Angry crowds outside a Cairo courthouse today. Take a look. These are both supporters and opponents of former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak. They threw rocks at each other. Security forces caught in the middle. Mubarak arrived for today's court hearing on a gurney and was placed in the defendant's cage. The judge ruled courtroom television cameras will be turned off going forward. That's probably why. Mubarak charged with ordering security forces to fire on anti-government protesters last winter. Muammar Gaddafi calling on Libyans to crush the, quote, traitors. That's his words for rebels. The rebels claim control of several cities in western Libya. That effectively is putting a noose around the capital of Tripoli and cuts critical supply lines from Tunisia. Still, Gaddafi remains confident.
It is a great thing that you gather every night during Ramadan in the Green Square despite the airstrikes. People have gathered to defy, dance, sing, and fight. The end of colonization is soon. The end of the rats is also soon. They are running from one house to another as the people chase them away.
All right, that's what he said. All this as Gaddafi's interior minister turned up in Cairo today. His defection, if that's what it is, has not been confirmed. There's been a wave of bombs exploding across all corners of Iraq, killing at least 69 people. The deadliest attacks took place in the city of Kut. Twin bombings killing 34 people in a busy commercial district. Most of today's apparently coordinated bombings targeted Iraqi security forces. Protesters are hoping to disrupt the ride home for San Francisco subway commuters. The Bay Area Rapid Transit System, it's known as BART, had its website hacked on Sunday. Hacked by the group Anonymous, which says it did it because BART cut cell service at some stations last week. BART took that step to keep protesters from coordinating their activities. And in case you missed it, the Perseid meteor shower peaked this weekend. These pictures from a CNN Eye reporter in Oregon. Beautiful sky there. Perseids happen every August when the Earth passes through the trail of dust left by the comet Swift-Tuttle. Certainly the closest and maybe clearest view of Perseids came from space. An astronaut aboard the International Space Station tweeted this picture of the meteor shower. Here's your chance to talk back on one of the big issues of the day. Today's question, what does President Obama need to tell Middle America? Carol Costello joins us from New York. Carol?
I'm already getting an earful of truth. Thanks,
Sure you
President.
are.
I am. President Obama knows all too well that most Americans have had it with Washington, so he's leaving, just temporarily, of course. Today, he kicks off a bus tour of the heartland. The White House says so he can hear from Americans about their economic struggles. It's worth noting he will be visiting Minnesota, Illinois, and Iowa, states he won handily in 2008, but he won't visit Ohio or Indiana, swing states he won by the skin of his teeth. In the lead up to the 2008 election, candidate Obama spent 29 days campaigning in Ohio. Last year, Mr. Obama stopped at a Youngstown steel plant that created jobs thanks in part to federal stimulus money.
Youngstown can compete against anybody. Got the best workers. There's no reason why we can't compete with anybody if you guys have the support that you need.
Fast forward to today, Ohio is mired like the rest of the country in high unemployment, and it isn't feeling the love. Youngstown University professor Paul Sarasic says there's clearly a perception in Middle America that President Obama does not feel their pain. Sarasic says that to win over the Rust Belt, Mr. Obama has to do more than just give a stump speech. In other words, less talking and more listening. So the talkback question today, what does President Obama need to tell Middle America? Facebook.com/CarolCNN, Facebook.com/CarolCNN. I'll read your comments later this hour.
Can't wait, Carol. You better get ready.
I am.
All right, thanks a lot. And here's a rundown of some of the stories we are covering this morning. I'll speak with live with South Carolina Congressman James Clyburn, his role on the super committee.